Hey everybody, it is Mrs. Hawley, and today we are going to look at the terms corroboration and reliability. And we're going to learn the definition of those terms, and we're going to learn how historians actually corroborate sources, and learn how to tell if sources are more or less reliable than others. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to go to the top of page 20 in your workbook. You're going to stop this video and you're going to read the definition of the word corroboration. When you're done reading the definition, hit play and we'll go over that. Thank you. All right, hopefully you're back with me. So it says that corroboration is when you are comparing pieces of evidence to see where they agree or disagree. So first of all, what kind of evidence are we talking about? Evidence are your sources. So it could be primary source documents or secondary source documents. It could be photographs. It could be reports. It could be journals. It could be anything. What you want to do is see what they say happened at a certain time or during a certain event. So you want to get multiple points of view to get a better understanding of what actually happened. You want to see, do these sources agree with each other about what happened? If they don't agree with each other, then one of the sources, the author might have been biased, and that might make it less reliable. So when we corroborate evidence, when we look at sources, we want to ask these questions. What do other sources say about this event? Do these sources agree or disagree with each other? Which of them are more trustworthy? Which are more reliable? And then where else could you go to find out more about the event or the whatever you're talking about? Okay. We are going to look at an actual scenario, a situation. And I've got the situation over here on the left, and I've got two sources on the right. We have source A and B. So source A is a statement by the quarterback's sister, his older sister of the Panthers, and statement B is from the other team's running back. So let's read the scenario and then see what the sources have to say. All right, it says, on the night before the big game between your school's team, the Panthers, and your biggest rivals, the Bears locker room was vandalized. Someone broke in and destroyed what was in there. Many of the Bears are accusing your team, the Panthers, of committing the vandalism. And the Panthers are saying that, well, they couldn't have done it because they were out having pizza at that very time. All right, so that's the situation. And now let's look at the two sources. Okay, account A is from the Panthers, your team's quarterback's older sister. She says she drove them to the pizza place on the night the locker room was vandalized. All right. And account B is a statement from the Bears running back, and he says he saw the Panthers at the pizza place when the locker room was vandalized. So let's take a look at the questions on page 20. You're going to answer these based on the scenario and the different accounts. So the first thing I want you to do is answer this one. What is the point of view of the author of account A? So what does she say happened? And then is she biased? Is there any bias there? So turn the recording off, answer that question, and then hit start when you're ready to go over it. All right, hopefully you're back with me. Okay, what is the point of view of account A? Here's what I wrote. I said the Panthers quarterback's sister claimed she drove the Panthers to the pizza place So they could not have vandalized the locker room. Okay, they weren't there. She drove them to the pizza place personally. She did it. They must have a small team. I don't know. Or she has a really big car. Anyway, so that's her point of view. Now, what is her bias? Is she biased? I said yes. I said she's the sister of the quarterback, so she might actually lie to keep her brother from getting in any trouble. So I think she could be biased. So she might not be the most reliable source to figure out who vandalized the locker room. All right, question number 2, what's the point of view of account B and what is their bias? All right, so stop the recording, answer your question, and then hit play when you're ready to review. Okay, are we back? Good, I missed you. All right, the point of view of the author. I said that the Bears running back, because he's the author of account B, he saw the Panthers at the pizza place, so he knows that they couldn't have vandalized the locker room. He saw them there. And when I looked at whether he was biased, I said not really. He would have no reason to lie about saying he saw the Panthers there. If anything, if he wants to get the Panthers in trouble, he would lie and say he didn't see them there. So I said he isn't really biased. I don't find any bias there. Question 3, how do both account A and B corroborate, agree with the Panthers account? Remember, the Panthers say that they could not have vandalized the locker room because they weren't there. They were having pizza. So do account A and account B support what the Panthers say or not? So you're going to stop the video, answer the question, and come back to me when you're done. All right, my friends, I hope you're back. I said accounts A and B do corroborate the Panthers account. In other words, they both agree. They are both saying that when the locker room was vandalized, oh, look, my sticky H never showed up. While the locker room was vandalized, the Panthers were at the pizza place, so they could not have vandalized the locker room. So they do agree. Okay. Remember, you can always stop the video and fix your response or add to it. But if your answer says basically the same thing that mine says, you don't have to change yours. All right, let's go on to the next question. Number 4, which account, A or B, is more reliable for the purpose of finding out if the Panthers vandalized the locker room? So which one do you think was more reliable? I already know what I'm going to say. So stop the video and type in your answer to question number 4. Press play when you're done. We back? All right, you know what I'm going to say. I've said it. I said the Bears running back would probably be the more reliable source. He is on the opposite team. He doesn't have any reason to lie about seeing the Panthers there. So I said his account of what happened would be more reliable. Remember, we said that the quarterback of the Panthers, his older sister, might want to lie to protect him. So I didn't think she was as reliable. So I think account B is more reliable. So question number 5. What other accounts might clarify whether the Panthers were at the pizza place? And who would they be from? So where else could you go to get more information to see if the Panthers were actually at the pizza place? So stop the video, jot down some other accounts, some other sources, and then press play when you're ready to review. All right, my friends, these are some of the ideas I came up with. Just because you don't have them doesn't mean yours are wrong. In fact, it probably just means I forgot. Okay, I said you could ask the staff of the pizza place if the Panthers were actually there. You could ask the owner if there's any video surveillance, any cameras inside that could show whether or not the Panthers were there. And then I said you could go to the school and see if there's any video showing the door to the locker room that got vandalized, because then you could see who went in, who might have done the vandalizing. So that's what I thought. Again, doesn't make your answers wrong. If you want, you can add to it. All right, but it doesn't make you wrong. All right. Let's now look at reliability. Okay, what is reliability? And this is on the top of your video or your page 21 in your workbook. And it says reliability is how useful a source is for a given purpose. Okay, historians decide if sources are reliable for their purpose by considering their purpose for reading the source. So before you determine if something's reliable, you have to first know why you're reading that particular source and what the writer was thinking when they wrote it. So you have to ask these questions. All right, is the source related to my purpose? Okay. So does the source actually have something to do with what I'm investigating in history? All right, next, what limitations does the source have? And limitations are related to any of the topics that are talked about in the text. It's also related to the author's purpose, point of view, intended audience, and bias. These right here, my friends, these are what they're going to ask you on the Regents exam when you look at documents. What is the author's purpose? Why did they write it? What is their point of view? What are they saying? Who is their intended audience? If you're writing to, if you're expecting the king to read your writing, you might have a very different form of writing than if you're writing to the common people, right? And is the author biased at all? Are they leaning more one way than the other? And then lastly, what other sources could you look at to corroborate what you're reading? Okay.